are. Welcome.
Ladies and gentlemen, 172.
172. How's it going, Robbie? Here we are, back again.
I was trying to do like you're bouncing the hand, showing the numbers. And then I was like, I did the 1. I was like, boom. Went to do the 7. I was like,
No.
need 2 hands.
Can't
get there.
Whoops. That's a tough one.
I'm doing great. It is, it's beautiful weather here today, which is nice. Yesterday I filmed and I thought, this is a shout out, like an old movie. I think it's called The Mist.
Oh yeah.
They're like, it's like Canada or something, grocery store. You know what I'm talking about? One of the I will tell you, if you are trauma sensitive, do not watch that movie because the ending is one of the most traumatizing things in film. It's up there. If you look up videos that are like most shocking endings to a film, it's on a top 5 list every time. I went and filmed and I felt like I was in the mist.
Yeah.
I was wondering if you were going to be able to see discs. It wasn't raining, but every single disc that I picked up was soaking wet.
Yeah.
Also, humidity today, Brad, in Birmingham, 97% humidity.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. Welcome to January in Birmingham, Alabama, I suppose, right? That's wild. I was teaching, shout out Cuyahoga Valley Christian Academy. They're from Northern Ohio. They stopped down here in the area to do a little field trip with a couple of the folks from the school there, and did a little. None of them have played disc golf before, so did a little this is disc golf. This is how you play, and I felt the same way. I was like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to teach because I cannot see in front of me, at all. And this was at 10 o'clock. Yeah, it was wild. So, well. I think we can skip over the fanfare, the segues, because this episode is a bittersweet episode, Robbie.
Yeah.
So bittersweet episode. So as you all have seen, I'm sure there have been talks and rumors and all of that, but Robbie is departing from the Foundation family to pursue other things. And let me just set it straight. We all love Robbie. We continue to love Robbie, and there's nothing weird happened, guys. The man just got a great opportunity.
Yeah, I can't stress that enough. I think anytime that sponsorships end, there's always the question mark of I even heard it talking last night, listening to Tour Life, of people wanted to know Brody's thoughts on goose leaving with Discraft. And it was like, Brody's like, I can almost guarantee you that there was nothing on Discraft's side that was like, hey, we don't want this guy on the team anymore. There was no part of me that was like, oh man, it's because of the way Silas does. I just got to get out of here. There is no wrong, no animosity. It is truly, I'll bring it in the baggers behind the scenes of it. And that we were just, doing the classic disc golf thing, moving some plastic around. And someone had reached out about talking about lessons. And I kind of let them know that there was a world that Lindsay and I were entertaining, sort of looking at changing the career path currently, just in terms of my wife is currently full-time. For those of you who don't know, YouTube doesn't provide health care. So when you have a little one, those guys get sick all the time. So you need to have some form of health insurance. And so we were like, we got to have that, but basically all that comes from my wife's job. And in a couple of years, when little man is in kindergarten, we wanted to be able to have an opportunity for him to not have to spend all summer, necessarily every summer, in summer camps and things like that. So we had to make some career decisions and moves to make that happen. And I think that even in talking with Hunter, talking with Brad, I don't think that it is looking down upon the sport. Nor do I think that any of us are sitting here saying the sport's shrinking. I think it's just a reality check of if where I need to be for my family in 5 years is a certain place, the road of disc golf education, which is the road that I've happily piloted for the last several years, probably just isn't going to get there in that time span. Could it get there in 15 years, 20 years? Very possibly. But it's not going to get there in the next 5. So we got to make some pivots, got to make some changes.
And if I can step in there a little bit, and I think failure comes from not realizing sometimes when there's a ceiling to things. And the ceiling, like you can build a new floor, right? Like the ceiling can move, but right now there is a ceiling. And I think we've seen a lot of small disc golf companies, which in a way, Robbie C is a disc golf company, right?
Yeah.
And we've seen a lot of companies not make the best decisions and put all their eggs in one basket, and then the next year they're not around. And I'm going to speak for you a little bit. Robbie's intention is not for Robbie C not to be around.
So true.
And so and really taking a sidestep, doing a different career path is allowing you to make it a hobby for you again, which you can put passion into, which you can grow at your own pace. It's not reliant on you having to hit like quarterly goals, which we're a business. We have to hit quarterly goals.
Yeah. Yeah. It's for sure. It's there. I think if you it is undoubtedly a thing and a pressure you feel of like when the guys are putting together ideas for videos, right? Like, I think that there is this delicate balance in content creation of this would be a really fun video to make, a la slip and slide disc golf.
Correct. Yeah.
Let's get out there and have a good time. This is going to be funny. And then you do it and it just performs horribly. Like for some reason, there is so few people interested in it. But if you talk to the guys, that is still one of their favorite videos they've ever made. One of my favorite videos on my channel is when me and my brother put on inflatable unicorn costumes, and we went out there and played. I love that video.
Right.
There's only like 3,000 people in the world that have ever seen that video. Mm-hmm. Now, if I have a video do 3,000 views now, that's a poorly performing video, but I still love that video. So you have to find this balance of like, I want to do the stuff I want to do, but also if people don't watch it, that doesn't pay the bills. That doesn't get the ball rolling.
And I literally today witnessed a conversation between Hunter, Trevor, Connor about a video they were going to go out and film, trying to determine the parameters of it. And one of them was not like loving it. And they were like, oh, what if we do this video? And they're like, hey, we can do that video. It'd be fun for us, but no one's going to watch it. So I literally witnessed that today.
Yeah. So, and we do that not because like, I think it's one thing that a big thing that I wanted to clarify, like, especially in this space is I think some people could easily get like jaded in this moment and go, whoa, this is changing because you guys just don't watch the videos and you guys don't support like all that. And that's just simply not where I'm at. I'm grateful for every single person that watches the videos. I'm grateful for if you're willing to spend time to click on a in the bag video, a Robbie C video, a foundation video, that is time and a resource that you will never get back that you are choosing and trusting us with. And I'm grateful for it every single time. So I'm excited for the future of not only what's going to happen with Robbie C in terms of like the video that comes out. I have a video coming out tomorrow on the day we're recording this. It'll have come out yesterday from when you guys hear this. And it is unhinged. Like it's crazy. We introduce a new character to the world. His name's Lefty Lance. And guys, he's a tool. He's just a tool. But I had so much fun shooting the video, and I'm like, you know what? If 3,000 people watch it, that's great. Like, that's awesome. And we're going to have a great time for those 3,000 people. But I don't need 50,000 people to watch this video because I now have another job, another opportunity, which is really cool. But I mentioned it in my video. I'm also stoked for foundation in this because Silas and Trevor have been editing my videos for the last year, basically. Silas has been editing it the whole time, but things shift around. So Trevor's been editing some videos. And then during imposter season, Hunter was editing some videos. So there's just resources that Foundation was putting into helping the Robbie C channel grow. And I'm pumped for Foundation because now that gives them another opportunity of like, okay, we outside of shooting, we're able to help produce and keep 2 videos a week going for another channel. Does this mean Foundation Labs has more opportunity? Does this mean that a new channel fires up? All of that is now on the table. So I think that disc golf is better because, we get to, Robbie C gets this like new adrenaline shot inside of it and a new passion. Foundation has this huge wealth of resources that now they get to use and utilize wherever they see best. And we know Foundation has been successful. So like I trust Hunter and Trevor at the helm of that new content world saying, hey, we've wanted to do this. We just haven't had the time. We haven't had the employee. We haven't had whatever.
Exactly.
I think it's going to be really awesome.
Yeah. So yeah, just to squash, just for a recording of to squash anything.
Yeah.
100% love, nothing, not even an ounce of anything else other than that. It just was sometimes life's guys, and you just got to be along for the ride. And here we are.
Yeah. Yeah. I was chuckling when Griplock talked about it because they were like, they were going through all the news and everything. And like, it shows that there's even like there's still a good vibe and everything. They made a joke of, we're not going to talk about when Robbie assaulted Silas and all that. And then they were like, oh yeah, no, that was separate. It wasn't like the reason all that. And then Silas was like, yeah, why do you think I have my camera off today? And it just shows there's this joking banner because I commented on that Griplocked episode and said, like, sorry, Sci Guy, fit of rage came over me. My bad. And
That's
Silas
funny.
was like, the guys are just so in the moment being happy and joking about it. Silas completely forgot that comment even happened because he commented on my comment and was like, what are you talking about? What happened? No worries, dude.
That's funny.
So yeah, it really is exciting. And really, really grateful. That does mean obviously the elephant in the room with me leaving the umbrella and with having a standard full-time job, we record in the bag during the workday.
True.
We've been recording in the bag during the workday since May 6th, 2022. It's when we dropped the first episode. Like we've always shot during the week. This allows Brad and I to be able to spend time with our family because we're shooting this during the workday.
Right.
And so I want to make sure that I am fully present for the new job that I'm in and also create opportunity for In the Bag to continue to thrive. So I will be stepping away from my role as co-host of In the Bag as of today. This will be my final episode. Once again, the cool part is, guys, is that this bridge isn't burned. It's not like there is a world that like Brad has a cool idea in mind for an episode. And we're like, hey, are we able to shoot a Saturday episode? Yep. And we shoot a one-off Saturday episode. Like that world is still open and available. But for your regularly scheduled programming, I will no longer be a part In the Bag, which is crazy to say.
Yes. Very. I mean, 172 episodes in. I mean, it's pretty wild. So
yeah, close to 4 years, Brad.
I know. That is a lot of hours we spent together, both on the actual podcast, prepping for the podcast, talking about it before and after, and even double recording some episodes that got lost along the way, which only happened a handful of times, which I'm proud to say, but they did happen.
The inner circle knows.
Yeah. So I want to thank you because, again, there was a moment, I guess I'll call it selfish panic. My first initial reaction to hearing the news of you, because Hunter called me pretty much right after your guys' phone call. My initial reaction was happiness for you. So that is number one. I was like, okay, because in my mind, I was like, something really good happened. So that's what first thing that crossed my mind. My second thought was, then I guess I wasn't really worried about the foundation aspect of it because I knew we would figure something out about the logistics of like, you have some apparel here. What are we going to still do it? Are we still going to not do it? What are you doing with Robbie C? I was like, there's no way he's just dumping that and turning it off. There's just no way. Too much time and effort, love have gone into that. So my second real reaction was, oh no, In the Bag's gone. Because which is probably something I needed, because if I'm being real transparent, I was having like a little bit of like burnout from it. It's hard after you do something for so long, right? The same kind of thing all the time. But I will say I did feel confident that like maybe there's a chunk of people that would still be interested, and maybe like this was the kind of the kick in the pants I needed to be like, okay, what really interests me. What really could keep the spirit of In the Bag? Did we lose some spirit of In the Bag when we kind of switched to the new format? Is there a world where that comes together? And can I do it without Robbie C? I will say it's not going to be the same in any way. And no one can ever fill your shoes, Robbie, in my mind. But I think we figured out a way to kind of breathe new life into this, but not getting away from what In the Bag started as either. So, so I'm very bummed about it. We'll kind of talk more about the format. Maybe we did ask you all some questions via Instagram, via Robbie's Instagram, my Instagram, and In the Bag's Instagram. So we'll walk through those, and then we'll kind of give a little tease for what is to come after that.
Totally. A couple of these comments were really funny because we put it out there and we were like, we aren't looking for traditional like In the Bag episodes of like, I'm struggling with Hyzer releases on my putts. So because that will sort of move to the future and the format. And so I wanted to highlight a couple, or some were just funny to me, and even how people worded it. Cameron Fitzwater said, Robbie's good, keep him in the bag. Thought that's well played, Cameron.
Yeah, peak comment for sure. That's clever.
Appreciate it, brother. Will In the Bag keep you in the bag? Unfortunately, we're walking away there. Someone said 2 guys walk into a bag. And thanks, John.
Yeah.
Appreciate that.
That's funny.
And so am I leaving? If so, replacement. So I think currently the plan is not for there to be a like full-time co-host.
Correct.
With your new plan.
Correct.
Okay.
So stay tuned for that. Whoever asked that question, is that cool?
Yeah,
Should I just tease the whole thing or just go at the end?
Let's go. We'll hold for just a minute. Yeah. Because Jake Roberts is the one who asked that, and so I love the plan. I'm really excited for the plan, and I want that to be the hype moment that we end on.
Sweet. Is
for you guys to know like what it is going forward. And then obviously we got to finish with the classic, what's new in the warehouse, because it's new year, dog. So how do I get invited on? Someone asked. They're definitely part of the new format. Will still be guests and looking at things.
Yes.
So if you're not a part of the Disc RPM community, make sure you head over to Disc RPM, because that's another easy way to make sure that you're getting included and things like that. Michael Amadeo, why are y'all so handsome?
The Lord, brother.
Brad. How do you do it?
I wake up this beautiful, I guess.
But no, the biggest one that I really wanted to spend some time on was from Graham Clausen, and he asked, "What's your fondest memory from In the Bag?"
From Graham Clausen asked a question. He's sitting right over here.
Oh, hilarious!
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Fondest memory from In the Bag. So I'm
really curious what yours is.
Yeah. I want to walk down memory lane. I will say I forgot to highlight one more, which was Ileana asks, if your podcast goes, will the intro get transferred somewhere because it needs to be played somewhere regularly? It'll still be there, still be a classic. You'll still get it. So it'd be awesome. Okay. So I had a couple different answers. And so I even told Brad about this yesterday. He was like, how are the questions going? I was like, this is the big one to prep for, because if you just answer something off the riff, I feel like it's something that I would regret. And I'd be like, no, it's like not actually that. So I've been looking. So one of the first things was realizing like, man, May 6th, 2022 was our first episode. That's so crazy. And I went back and even looked at it, and it's wild because like you and Jason is our first guest.
Right.
He looks like he looks complete. We have Lieutenant Colonel William Collins on the podcast there, not you or I. You and I both, you can tell that we are 4 years younger. Like
really,
the world is just like, we just look older in the
funny.
Face.
I like that.
Jason is just more hidden. I don't know if he looks older in the face. He just has facial hair. So
right.
I really enjoyed that. I even was chuckling about like my studio, because in my studio, I had not painted this room black yet. Mm-hmm. So it's this like
I've got to look
baby blue, like the white, the trim is white, the wainscoting, I think is what it's called. Yeah. That's white. Like it's just it's a wild look. And I didn't actually paint until January of the next year. So like for the first 40 something episodes, it's just this like weird color in here. Mic was the same, headset the same, but yeah, same for you. Like mic and headset still the same. So it's a funny adjustment there. So I think there are a couple highlights for me. One, the easy one is every time we get to meet people. My fondest in the bag memories are anytime we go in person and people are like, I listen to you every week. Getting to a Spotify Wrapped and thinking about how like I listen to these podcasts all the time. And podcasts of people like Grip Locked is always in that list, right?
Yeah.
For me, but it's like weird because they're my friends. So I like when I listen to them, I chuckle because I really, not only do I feel like I'm getting to participate and listen to my friends, I know I'm listening to my friends to bring it up. But like when I listen to another podcast of someone who I don't see on a regular basis to get to know, it's just crazy that like for some people out there, we are that for them, which is humbling and exciting. So the people are always the highlights, which like translates to one of my highlights, fondest memories is every reunion episode we did.
Oh yeah. Those were so
because
fun.
The reunion episodes, y'all, are a logistical nightmare.
Yeah.
But they feel when Brad and I are doing this, I always feel like it's a casual conversation. That's what we tell every guest that came on.
Yeah.
A good podcast is a casual conversation. I have that script written into my soul on what we tell guests before they come in. But it feels like a casual conversation. And then Brad and I look up and I'm like I look down and I'm like, oh man, we've already been going for 20 minutes. That's crazy. Because it just flies by. When you're doing the reunion episodes, it felt like we just kind of like buckled up and said, all right, we got an hour.
Yeah.
Let's ride.
Yep.
And then we just finished like deep breathing on the other side.
Yeah.
It's because we got people in the green room ready to go. Yep. Brad's queuing people up, like letting them in, sending them off. We got to make sure that they are
uploading and all that.
We're like clapping the whole time to give Silas audio cuts. It's wild doing the reunion episodes. So people always wondered, we got questions quite often. People had asked like, oh, why don't you do more reunion episodes? And I'm like, guys, I don't think you understand how hard they are, which takes me to like episode 100. We did it live and we brought in more guests. Not only did we have the logistics, but we did it live, bro.
Yeah. That was a feat of human engineering is what that was. That was crazy. But so fun. I don't think about the crazy so much as I do like how fun it was. Well, maybe think about the crazy a little bit, if I'm being honest.
Yeah. And it's fun because I can see that we're having fun doing it. And like when I go back and look at the reunion episodes, like the guests come in smiling again. It's so good to see them again. Cause that's, once again, it's the people. It's being here for the people and getting to have that. Another highlight for me, bag draft battles.
Oh yeah. That was fun.
So really, really great. Like our first video on our In the Bag YouTube channel is a bag draft battle, which was really, really fun. I love pitting Jason and Brad against each other. We had one where the guys came out and were part of the bag draft battle.
That one.
Like it's so fun. And I like when the podcast goes from, because it's a podcast and we always try to make sure that I hate podcasts that don't remember they're a podcast.
Yeah.
Where they're like, all right, so here you have this visual and this visual and this visual. And you're like, bro, I'm listening on Spotify. Yeah. I cannot be part of this.
I'm driving my truck right now. I cannot look at this.
So I like that we were able to say, hey, let's take a format that I think still works in a podcast and also turn it into an engaging video series. That's super cool. So I thought that was a really fun time. But I will say the highlight, episode 56, always iconic. Did not realize until today, because we've always joked about episode 56. And I somehow blocked this out of my memory. Do you know who the guest was on episode 56?
No.
Nate McMurray.
Oh, no way.
I 100% went back and checked today. Nate, for everyone who doesn't know, worked at Foundation. He's an active part of the Birdie Fan, which is my Patreon community. And it's Nate.
Funny. Of course it is.
Like, we always joke like it just feels like episode 56 and then became a bit. So that like the beauty of that coming full circle is 100% my fondest memory. Like that we made a joke and it turns out it is one of our most memorable and still talked to guests. And we had like, he didn't know he was episode 56 until I pointed it out to him today. Like it's what a crazy full circle moment.
That's really funny. That's funny. That's
also episode 56 video format, not existent.
Yeah.
It's not on Foundation Podcasts. It's not on our channel. So I like had to go back and listen to it on Spotify and was like,
that's hilarious.
There it is.
Yeah. That's definitely iconic in the bag moment for sure. They just kept carrying on. Well, I think for me, I'm kind of in the same line with you. There's going to be one that, first of all, well, I'll say it in a second. Okay. I will say, and I know it's maybe a little cheesy, but like, I love meeting everybody from this podcast. Like if you told me almost 4 years ago, like people are going to care and listen to me just spout off random nonsense about disc golf for an hour every week, I just said, you're crazy. It's been some really special interactions. We'll shout out Bailey. I think Bailey listens to this podcast, but Bailey, you know who you are. You know what we talked about. Love you, brother. Appreciate you. It's been a lot of moments like that. Like, and I just love, and the guys feel this a lot, and I'm sure you feel this a lot too. But for me, being more behind the scenes in my like daily activity, it is good when people come up to me and just act like we're buddies. Like they just feel like they know me. And that's really humbling because I feel like I act like who I am on this podcast and anything we do for, Foundation. So it is really cool to feel like people feel like they can approach me, talk about it, feel like, I had a guy, this is one of my moments at the Tour Championship came up and was like, hey, will you sign my koi? And because of like just all the hate that I've given the koi, and like that's a moment for that guy. And it's just moments like that are hilarious to me. Like people wanting me to put number 56 on a disc, wanting me to sign a disc. That's crazy. But so all those fan interactions from in the bag are just awesome. So I really appreciate all of you. And that's what kind of is fueling me to keep going, because I do feel like there's value for people and I want to be present for people when it's just a part of like your normal week. You know what I mean? So all that comes to my mind as like some of my favorite moments. Number 2 was going to be the moment you and the world convinced me to get unlocked by an all disc craft bag. That happened on this podcast.
Yes, it did. It did.
I believe the jackalope was the disc. I think, is that right?
It's early on.
Yeah. That's what kind of did it for me. So, I think the jackalope breaking the chains of discraft on my bag, again, nothing wrong with discraft, still throw plenty of it, but just the chains of like only whatever mindset I was stuck in, like that is, that was an iconic moment for me as well. Speaking of discraft, another iconic moment is, I think it was the passion rage from, I forget what episode it was, where I threw the passion in the trash can. I feel like that was kind of an iconic moment in my mind.
For someone who works at Foundation to have as passionate a dislike of the passion, it's incredible.
Yeah.
Because you might be one of the only Foundation employees who is anti-passion.
Yeah, I think everybody likes it and or bags it. So, shame on me. Shame on me, everybody. Another thing, like what I look forward to and I will miss a lot is trying to say something so absurd that you go off mic and laugh. I'm going to put that in my top. We'll say like thing that happens, not necessarily moment. Like the passion was one of the first moments where like I got a true like off mic chuckle from you. So anyone listening out there, if anyone wants to undertake the task of going through and hitting some moments of me saying wild stuff and Robbie laughing off mic, I would love that compilation. Just throwing that out there. And then I think finally, like you mentioned disc RPM earlier. I just think it like was really cool to see, like, I don't know, like you're talking about like podcasts, remembering they're a podcast, right? But I feel like Disc RPM and like that community really kind of transcended like just being an audio podcast, right? It created like, we helped develop this tool with Disc RPM, them carrying the heavy load of it, right? But develop this tool, like this really cool tool. Nothing else exists like it. And it was like very, like, there are things that are similar, but this is very unique as far as like seeing the disc, seeing the stamps, and like, we helped how, like, visually how it looked. And I don't know, I feel like it's helped people. A lot of people still continue to use it, even though we don't really talk about it a ton. But I just really loved bringing a tool, or helping another company bring a tool out that really, I feel like, made a difference. So, and at the end of the day, I think you and I both have the same heart of like, we do want to just make a difference for people, or make an enjoyable product that means something to people. So that was kind of like a little highlight of like what we were able, so one thing we were able to accomplish.
Yeah. I mean, there are, like, I got to do the math real fast here. How many bags do you think there are, like, off the top of your head in the bag Disc RPM community?
Oh my. I mean, there's like close to 2,500 people, and each of them have multiple bags. So, I mean, 5,000.
Yeah, that's what I didn't even think about the fact that people can have multiple bags listed like within their own thing. Like that's, yeah, it's over 2,500 people are a part of it, or like over 2,500. Yeah.
Users.
Yeah. Like that's so crazy.
Yeah. Like mine, I have main bag, draft bag number 2, Jason draft bag, and gifted. Like I have 4.
There are 1,781 zones represented in the end of that community.
Wow. Love the metrics. I forgot.
1,600 envies. So look at you, dog.
Yeah. Let's go. So yeah, I mean, I think it's just something cool we were able to do. You know what I mean? I think I'm proud of that. I'm proud of Disc RPM. That team, well, not the team, but they were able to create something really cool that we were able to kind of latch onto and bring our community to, which I really love that.
Yeah, I'm with you. It's awesome. And like, it just evolved. Everything evolved, on the podcast and continued to grow. And I think it's in a really, really, the community has been amazing. And I think that's why I'm really excited to see where you're pivoting and where you're going, because similarly in that, like, oh man, I'm not doing content full time, but I'm still making content. So I'm not going away. I'm still doing the thing. And people, if you still want to partake in support, we're going to be there. Like, that opportunity is going to be there for you.
Yeah.
And people have loved, obviously we've made a couple of different format changes, right? We had the original format, and then we pivoted more so to the just straight up questions. So Brad, do you want to tell them a little bit
Sure.
about where you're heading?
Yeah. Okay. So in the light of everything, I think when a big change happens, you have to kind of like take a step back and like really think about, what you're doing. So within the bag, I mean, one of the big questions I had to ask myself was, and Hunter asked me, he said, well, do you want to do it? Do you want to keep doing it? And I said, I think so. Well, that was my reply. I think so. Because I'm like, honestly, in the same format that it is, without you being here and just being me, doesn't make any sense to me. So I was like, that can't happen. So it has to be something a little different. And I'm like, we've seen a little bit of viewership and listenership fall off over the last like maybe 6 months. So I was like, well, why is that? And really, at the end of the day, I think we did talk a lot about bags building and stuff, but we're missing that aspect of in the bag where we're kind of nerding out about plastic a little bit and discs and what slot and what they're doing for different people. So we were missing that a little bit. So I'm like, well, maybe we can bring that back somehow, but I don't really want to have random people on all the time. Some of the time would be cool, but, I would still like to have that aspect. Also, I still would like to have the aspect of the questions, because I feel like we talked about a lot of really helpful things. And again, the spirit of In the Bag is to help people, build their bag, but also get better at disc golf, or enjoy it more, really. Not even get better, just enjoy it more. So I think those questions were helpful. We got a ton of questions, and we keep getting questions. So people want answers, which is good. I think my insight is valuable from a aspect of like someone who like is in the industry and kind of plays, you know what I mean? But I can't give anything higher level than that. So I was like, okay, well, that's kind of what we're working with. And then I was kind of thinking about some of the podcasts I love. Like, I love a lot of interview type podcasts. I really did enjoy the Trevor Staub podcast or Trevor Staub show when it was around. So I'm like, well, are we missing that as a podcast, quote unquote network, right? We do have Tour Life, but that's really specific to touring players, some industry people, but mostly players, and touring and all that. It's more of like a sports oriented show and like breaking down the courses and the holes and all that stuff. So I was like, well, what does that look like? Now I don't want this to be an interview show like the Trevor Staub show, like an hour of some person in disc golf that you may or may not care about. What I would like to do is bring on guests, interesting guests. So like, let's say Jesse from Trash Panda, for instance. I would love to bring him on to co-host an episode with me. So every episode having a co-host, being someone in disc golf, whether they're an amateur, maybe there's someone trying to go pro that is an AM, maybe there's someone that's an industry person. But the highlight here is like the first like part of the episode, I'm going to talk about what is in their bag. Just throw up a disc RPM graphic. What does their bag look like? Why do they choose the discs they did? I mean, Jesse's is probably pretty obvious what's in his bag, but I'm guessing there's a couple discs in his bag that you all would not guess are in there. So that would be interesting, and ask him why. It'd also be interesting to ask him like why he chose to make the discs he did. And I'm using Jesse as an example, but I have plenty of contacts of people in the industry that I'd love, because at the end of the day, there's a lot of people like me that are behind the scenes in disc golf or maybe like public in disc golf, but you don't know a lot about their playing necessarily or like what they love about disc golf, what discs they like to throw. So I would love to like keep the spirit of that, really not do an interview like maybe, hey, who are you? And then maybe why I wanted to have them on, but more focus on their bag, their discs, the plastics they throw, and then invite them to help me answer a couple of questions from you all, which I think would be really cool because now you're not just getting mine and Robbie's perspective, you're getting a lot of different people's perspective. And I think there's not a lot in disc golf that's like concrete, and maybe that's a far stretch, but there's a lot of room for other opinions, I think, as long as they're not like crazy. So that's kind of going to be the new format. And then also, I think we're going to add a Patreon element, not like the podcast is going to be behind Patreon, but our Patreon community is awesome, the Hyzer Club. And I think we're going to allow an opportunity for them to ask exclusive questions, like one or two as well, and then share those questions with the Hyzer Club. So that's kind of the brainstorm. I'd like to get everyone's feedback. Like, does that sound like something you would love to hear? Do you miss the bag part, of in the bag? We're kind of like in the questions, in the sauce, if you will. So do you want the in the bag back a little bit? So that's kind of the general idea. I'd love to hear everyone's feedback in the comments on the video. Shoot us a DM on Instagram, in the bag pod. I'd love to know. I'd love to know what you are. Shoot me a personal DM on Instagram. I'd love to know what you all think about that format proposal.
Yeah. When Brad told me about it, I told him I was super stoked for it. I think it has a lot of room to grow. I think it can pivot in multiple directions depending on what the guest in particular is doing, like a Josh from Overthrow coming on.
Right.
You can have a little more time answering questions because he's going to be great at answering those sorts of questions. And then when you go to a Jesse doesn't want to talk about how to throw or form at all because Jesse knows that he does a cool thing. And so you can pivot there. But I think about how there are just some really cool opportunities for guests out there that mean something to the disc golf community, but the modern disc golfer just may not be aware of them. I remember we were setting up at USDGC before I was on the brink of death. It was the first day this year at USDGC, and EMAC comes walking over to our booth, and Jason and Brad are doing their thing. And Jason tells me all the time when we do that, I'm like, hey man, sorry, I'm not being as helpful. And he was like, you are being helpful. You are the draw. I need you to stand out front and be the shiny face and be the draw. And I'm like, okay. So EMAC and I are standing there, and a guy walks up, asks me to sign a disc with Emacs standing right there.
Yeah.
And then goes, dude, appreciate it, love the pod, and then walks away. Doesn't like acknowledge Eric McCabe, doesn't say what's up. Like there was none of that. And I'm looking at it like this is an influential person at Dynamic Discs. He is a world champion. This is a big deal, guys. Like the EMAC truth exists
because
this is it.
Yeah.
Like this is the guy. So I think that there's just a really cool world of you have a great opportunity. We have such an ear to the beginners, and we have the beginners' ears. You have a really cool opportunity with this. So I'm stoked for you, man. And really, I'm pumped. I'm pumped to go listen. Every episode of In the Bag that I've not been on, I've listened to. And I'm excited for In the Bag to jump to one of my top podcasts in 2026.
Yeah. Well, with all that said, again, we'll love everyone's feedback. Please let us know. Give me a week or so to kind of get my legs under me and get like some guests lined up. Again, great opportunity for Hunter and Trevor and Brody and Silas and Jason and Graham, whoever wants to. We can have guests. Someone interesting. Kyle is trying to make it in like the MPO scene. I'd love to hear. He's done a lot of forum work. He's done a lot of things. So like, there's a lot of cool opportunities under our roof, but also outside of it. So we'd love to get everyone's feedback. If you have a guest you want to hear from, let me know. I'll try to get them on. All I can do is ask. So, I really appreciate all that. I guess final, what's new in the warehouse, Robbie? So
what's new in the warehouse, dude?
Yeah. Well, first of all, I want to shout out sponsor for this episode. They're usually a quiet sponsor, but Hooligan Disc. Thank you. Appreciate you, Garrett. Got pretty much almost all the discs right now. We have been selling out of them quite often, so make sure you check those out.
It's a hot manufacturer right now, guys. I'm telling you, you're going to want to.
Good reason.
Everyone, we talk about the cache. Obviously, the cache is incredible. You're sleeping on a flip. You're just sleeping on it, guys.
I think they're sleeping on the thread. I've always loved the thread.
It's true. It's true.
Thread's great. I mean,
a better feeling passion, some might say.
I would say that 100% actually. If I had a trash can, I'd throw one in a trash can right here. But yeah,
a passion, not a thread.
Yeah, threads. It's good. It's staying in the bag. But yeah, no. So thanks, Garrett, for that. And Hooligan's been supporting a lot of the things we've been doing lately. So shout out to them. Garrett believes in disc golf. He believes in disc golf creators and their content, which I think is very important. And he just gets it. He understands that partnering and just showing people how good your discs are versus yelling at them about how good your discs are really go a long way. So appreciate you, Garrett. Thanks, Hooligan Discs, for sponsoring the What's New in the Warehouse. And while you're looking at what's new in the warehouse, make sure you look at Hooligan Discs. We're carrying more and more all the time. So what I will say, still a little light in the warehouse is like overall, but cool thing, we are getting an MVP restock with some new Total Eclipse Craves. Now that Crave, I'm guessing will probably fly like everyone wants a Crave to fly like. Is that safe to say? Probably. That might be like the Crave everybody wants. That's maybe a hot take. We'll see. I'll throw it. It may not be that way, but that new special edition Crave, Total Eclipse Crave, is coming in. We're also, I forgot to even mention this in my top moments, but the uplink. We're restocking some uplinks, some rhythms, some proxies, relays, servos, Defy, a lot of good stuff coming in from Gateway. We'll have up. We also have Foundation overstamped Discraft Z. We have plenty of different molds of that, Mantis being one of them, Vulture, Thrasher, Meteor. Oh my goodness, I'm forgetting a few of them, but Avenger SS. So a lot of really good, pretty much friendly for a little bit of everybody to throw. But we got a really good deal on those with Discraft. They called us and hooked us up, so we wanted to spread that to you all. And again, it has the Foundation Circle logo overstamp, which I think always looks really cool on that plastic. So really excited about that. And something that always kind of gets buried, our college hats are some of my favorite hats we've ever done. Those are in stock. We have the jerseys. We have Connor, Trevor, Hunter jerseys, as well as the university hoodies, which again are probably my favorite hoodie that we've ever done.
Dude, Come on.
Yeah.
Come on. Yeah, I love the college hats. I like it is. I agree. It is my favorite hat at Foundation.
Yeah. Big head friendly, I will say. Big head friendly.
Absolutely.
So, all right. Well, that's all for what's new in the warehouse. Robbie, thank you so much for In the Bag and all the episodes. Love you, brother. Really appreciate it. And really wish you all the best. We'll still keep you involved. I'm still going to be chatting about what's going on, and I'm sure we'll have you on on future episodes. That's not even a question in my mind, unless you're like, peace out, but I'm too busy, which could happen. But we'll stay in touch. Thanks for the confidence. Thanks for building something awesome together. I really appreciate it. I will miss you dearly, but I'm very excited for you and your family.
Dude, I appreciate it, brother. It's an exciting new world ahead for everyone involved, and just grateful for each of you listening. Grateful for you, Brad, listening to my ramblings, because there are some people who have listened to every episode, but you know who has? Brad.
That's also true.
He's been here, dog, and so I really appreciate you, man, and this friendship, and look forward to continuing it, even if it's not publicly recorded every single week.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
as long I will sign it off with, guys, you get out there, you find your hooligan disc, you get out there, you find your pig, you find your zone, you even find maybe a passion. And you remember, if it's good,
I want you to do it. What do you do, Robbie?
you keep it in the bag.
We'll see you all.
Brad will see you on the next
one.